You are standing on the absolute edge. Your toes, encased in heavy boots, can feel the cold, vibrating metal lip of the aircraft's ramp at 14,000 feet. Ahead of you lies nothing. Just then, icy blue air and a thick blanket of clouds resting far below. The world you spent your entire life knowing is left behind, trapped inside the cramped fuselage. In front of you is total, unadulterated emptiness. To an outsider, skydiving is an extreme sport. But to your brain, this is not a sport. To that ancient, primal, reptilian part of your psyche that spent millions of years evolving in savage savannas, this step is a conscious act of self-destruction. Your brain has no cognitive understanding of a backpack filled with synthetic silk. It does not comprehend engineering safety standards. It sees the drop, feels the pull of gravity, and screams one definitive message. If you step off, you die, yet you bend your knees. You release your grip from the metal frame. Your support system vanishes. Right now, at this exact microsecond, the most powerful chemical bomb in human biology detonates inside your skull. Over the next 3 seconds, your brain will undergo a radical structural rewrite, hovering on the razor-thin line between absolute terror and divine enlightenment. Welcome to the anatomy of freefall. .01 seconds after separation, all support is gone. The vestibular system in your inner ear, specifically the microscopic otolith sacs filled with calcium crystals, instantly reports that the body no longer has a solid foundation. The fluid inside your semicircular canals begins to swirl violently. Neural impulses blast toward the brainstem at speeds exceeding 100 meters per second. The first to wake up is the amygdala, the ancient epicenter of fear, anxiety, and pure survival. It cannot process logic. It only knows how to keep you alive. To the amygdala, losing your footing is the red panic button of a nuclear apocalypse. It instantly hijacks your entire central nervous system, effectively shutting down the cerebral cortex. Your logic circuits are offline. You couldn't remember your own phone number or calculate to plus to right now if your life depended on it. You have transformed into pure, raw instinct. The amygdala commands the hypothalamus, which immediately signals the adrenal glands. The result? A catastrophic cortisol explosion. The master stress hormone floods your bloodstream. Its primary objective is to mobilize every hidden reservoir of energy. It violently cuts off power to any organ systems deemed useless for immediate survival. Your digestive system freezes instantly, creating that iconic, hollow ice in the stomach sensation. Blood is rapidly routed away from your skin and stomach, pumping directly into the large muscle groups of your limbs. Your brain is preparing you for a literal fist fight with gravity itself. Your body tightens like a steel cable. You aren't flying yet, you are falling, and your brain is screaming disaster. .5 seconds after separation, cortisol has set the stage, but now the true tyrant of our internal biology takes the spotlight: epinephrine, universally known as adrenaline. Its concentration within your blood vessels skyrockets by thousands of times in a fraction of a heartbeat. This is chemical hypersonics. Adrenaline slams directly into the heart. The sinoatrial node receives an electrical jolt so severe that your heart rate rockets from a resting 70 beats per minute to 180, sometimes to 100 beats per minute. Your heart isn't just pumping, it is hammering against your ribcage like a trapped bird trying to break free. The bronchioles in your lungs expand completely. Your body is desperately trying to trap as much oxygen as possible, even though the rushing air around you feels far too thick to actually inhale. At this exact moment, a fascinating optical phenomenon occurs, known as tunnel vision. Adrenaline forces your pupils to dilate to their physical limit to let in maximum light. However, your brain deliberately cuts off all peripheral processing. You no longer see the wing of the plane you just abandoned. You don't notice your instructor flying right next to you. The entire universe narrows down to a single focal point directly ahead. But alongside this, time itself begins to warp. Because your brain is processing information at peak chemical capacity, it captures 10 times more frames per second than it does in mundane life. To an observer inside the plane, only 2 seconds have ticked away. To you, this moment has already lasted an eternity. You see every stitch on your gloves, every crystal of moisture hanging in the air with impossible, almost divine clarity. 3.0 seconds after separation. And this is where the miracle occurs, the exact reason why thrill seekers return to the drop zone week after week. Your body achieves relative aerodynamic stability. The fierce resistance of the wind builds up beneath you, forming a solid air cushion. You no longer feel like you are tumbling out of control. You feel like you are flying. The brain, which only a second ago was preparing for impact and death, suddenly realizes we are alive. The crash never happened. In response, evolution activates its ultimate reward system. Deep within the midbrain, inside the ventral tegmental area, a colossal tsunami of dopamine is unleashed, the neurotransmitter of pure reward, conquest, and triumph. Dopamine floods the nucleus accumbens, while the pituitary gland simultaneously fires a massive dose of endorphins into your system, natural opiates that are molecularly far more potent than any synthetic substance known to pharmacology. The primal terror of the very first second is instantaneously wiped clean, replaced by an unadulterated, wild, limitless ecstasy. This is the psychological state known as flow, but amplified to its absolute peak. All anxieties about the future dissolve. All regrets from the past vanish. Depressions, financial debts, relationship stress, everything is bleached out by the chemical wave. Only a pure, crystalline here and now remains. You feel more than just alive. You feel like a deity who has successfully domesticated gravity itself.